Teaching history in engaging and innovative ways helps students develop a deeper understanding of the past while making connections to the present. Here are 10 creative approaches that can transform history lessons into interactive and thought-provoking experiences. 1. Interactive storytelling. Instead of just reading about events, make history come alive through storytelling. By narrating historical events in a compelling way or from the perspective of different historical figures, teachers can capture students' imaginations. Students can also take part in creating stories based on historical facts, enriching their understanding of different viewpoints. 2. Historical simulations and role-playing. Role-playing activities help students immerse themselves in history by taking on the roles of historical figures. Whether it's reenacting famous speeches or participating in mock debates about key historical events, students get to experience history firsthand. This method helps them understand the complexity of decision-making during crucial moments in history. 3. Digital history projects. Technology allows students to create digital projects such as virtual timelines, interactive maps, and multimedia presentations. Tools like Google Earth, Prezi, and various timeline software enable students to present historical events visually, making the past feel more immediate and tangible. Students can also use social media platforms to create historical accounts from the perspective of people who lived through major events. 4. Documentary making. Allowing students to create their own historical documentaries helps them take ownership of their learning. By researching, writing, filming, and editing, they dive deep into historical topics while practicing important skills like critical thinking, communication, and media literacy. This method also allows students to engage creatively with history. 5. Field trips and historical tours. Taking students out of the classroom and into historical sites makes history real. Visiting museums, battlefields, or even historical reenactments gives students a chance to experience the past in context. Virtual field trips to places like ancient ruins or famous landmarks can also be valuable when travel is not an option. 6. History through art and music. Art and music are powerful ways to convey the emotions and experiences of different historical periods. Students can analyze historical paintings, songs, or other artworks, interpreting their meaning and connecting them to specific events. Creating art or music inspired by historical themes also helps students express what they've learned creatively. 7. Historical fiction and literature. Incorporating historical fiction books into lessons allows students to see history through the eyes of fictional characters. This method helps students understand historical context while engaging with literature. Reading novels set in specific historical periods or featuring historical figures helps students empathize with the experiences of people who lived in those times. 8. Project-based learning. Project-based learning allows students to explore historical topics in depth by working on projects over a longer period of time. This might include researching a particular event or person and creating a presentation, model, or report. Students often collaborate, share resources, and present their findings to peers, making history a more active learning experience. 9. History in the news. Connecting history with current events helps students see the relevance of the past in the present. Teachers can show how past events are reflected in modern news stories, allowing students to make connections between historical trends and today's world. This method encourages critical thinking about how history shapes society. 10. Gamification of history lessons. Incorporating game-based learning into history lessons can make studying the past more fun and competitive. Online games, trivia quizzes, or board games designed around historical events challenge students to think critically and recall key information. This approach helps students engage with history in a way that feels less like traditional rote memorization. Innovative approaches to teaching history help students develop a deeper understanding of the past and its relevance to today. By making lessons more interactive, creative, and connected to real-world applications, teachers can inspire students to appreciate history not just as a subject to study but as a tool for understanding the present and shaping the future.